If you look at the coronation footage, as the king and queen leave the thrones and head for the exit of Westminster Abbey of the coronation Saturday, you'll see that everyone bows and curtsies to the king, and no one moves a limb, a muscle, when Camilla passes. And that was because they were angry with Camilla.
No one saw it coming. Queen Camilla, once seated beside Charles in the heart of the monarchy, now locked out of the palace in disgrace, caught in an affair with a former royal aide, tied to the theft of Diana's heirlooms, 2 betrayals in one blow. Charles didn't hesitate. The woman he'd risked it all for had crossed both personal and royal lines. Whispers turned into exile, and the headline no one thought possible hit hard. Camilla didn't just cheat on Charles, she cheated the crown. June 25th, 2025. The day the crown cracked. Charles, sipping his morning Earl Grey, opened an unmarked dossier slipped into his royal papers. Inside, crystal clear surveillance stills dated May 11th, 13th. Camilla, arms around Edward Langley, a royal staffer with ties to her since 1999, in a private Windsor suite. Her wellness retreat cover story? Blown apart. Late-night shadows behind glass. Wine in hand. The Palace Security Intelligence Unit confirmed every detail. ID matches, transport logs, entry and exit times. This wasn't a rumor. It was a betrayal in print. Then came the twist. While tracking the affair, investigators found April vault logs linking Camilla to the royal heirloom collection. April 22nd, she signed in for heritage research and signed out with a locked trunk never registered. Charles gave one order: follow the trunk, follow the man. What they uncovered went beyond romance. It was the stripping of royal history under the mask of love. By July 1st, 2025, the internal report sealed her fate. Camilla had used a dormant override code, retired in 2014, to bypass protocol. Missing from the vault, Diana's caterpillar earrings and Spencer choker, worth $650,000. Clarence House cameras showed her car waiting as a trunk was loaded, then driven to the same Windsor suite Edward had stayed in. It never came back. Encrypted messages between Camilla and Edward told the rest. You always knew better than he did. This time it's ours. She wasn't just breaking vows, she was removing history. For a man without title or legacy, dates, codes, and missing treasures told the story. The traitor wasn't outside the crown. She wore it. That night, Charles made his move. July 1st, Blue Room, Buckingham Palace. Staff gone, doors locked. He laid out the photos, the logs, the messages. His voice was calm. Who is he? But it wasn't just about Edward. It was about Diana's legacy. Camilla's excuses cracked. Charles slid forward the vault access record. Same code, same trunk. A trunk, he said, that hasn't returned. She faltered. He pressed. You used Diana's memory as bait. Did you think I wouldn't know? Camilla's tears fell, but the answers didn't come. The pearl earrings were gone from the vault, and now they were on her daughter's ears. Camilla brushed it off as a misunderstanding, but the damage was already done. That night, Charles told aides, "She didn't just insult me, she insulted my mother's memory, the woman I couldn't protect." Decades of fragile trust shattered. Diana's heartbreak in '92, the tampon gate humiliation in '93, years of slow acceptance ending in their 2005 marriage, gone in an instant. Charles didn't sleep. He stared into the fire, whispering, "Diana warned me." By 7 a.m., his decision was final. Within 48 hours, Camilla's vault, council, and ceremonial access would be revoked. This was no longer an affair. This was a monarchy under siege. But Charles wasn't the only one watching. Princess Anne had been waiting. June 29th, 2025. Buckingham Palace hosted a small luncheon for Princess Charlotte's charity milestone. Just 32 guests. Catherine arrived at 12:14 p.m. wearing Diana's 1995 soft blue day dress. She spotted Laura Lopes, Camilla's daughter, by the north window wearing striking pearl drop earrings. 3 pearls, diamond tips, catching the light. Catherine's eyes locked on them. Within 5 minutes, her assistant returned with the Windsor heirloom catalog. Match confirmed. Qatar, 1986. A state gift to Princess Diana, worn at the London Opera. The clasp design, the serial mark, identical. Catherine didn't confront her immediately. She waited. At 12:42 p.m., she asked, "Where did you get those earrings?" Laura stammered. "A gift from Mom." Catherine stayed calm, handed them to the palace gemologist. By 1 p.m., confirmation, originals, last logged in March 2023, reserved for Princess Charlotte's 18th in 2043. The reaction was instant. William arrived by 10:08 p.m. Catherine whispered one word. Confirmed. Silence fell. Charles, informed privately, skipped the luncheon and called an emergency legal advisory. William's verdict was brutal. She tried to insert her bloodline into a legacy that isn't hers. That's not inheritance. That's infiltration. For Charles, that was the breaking point. Camilla hadn't just lied. She had used royal history to rewrite royal destiny. With Diana's earrings on someone with no royal title, the message was clear. The line had been crossed. What followed would strip Camilla of more than jewels. July 3rd, 2025. An emergency royal council inside Clarence House. Only 5 people: Charles, William, Catherine, Anne, and the constitutional advisor. Cold, surgical, no press, no statement. But history was being written. Charles laid out the evidence. This is no longer a family business. This is a breach of crown protocol. Anne's fury cut through the room. She used our mother's name, our history, our grief as a bargaining chip. William spoke once. My mother was erased once. We won't let it happen again. Catherine's silence said more than anger. Charles gave 5 orders: revoke palace access by July 4th, reassign her staff by July 6th, change all vault codes by midnight, have her security, strip her duties. The title would stay, but only as a ghost. That night, a sealed envelope arrived for Camilla. Inside, 3 handwritten words. Trust is broken. By July 5th, she was gone from Clarence House. But by dawn on July 6th, the world knew. At 6 a.m., the Times front page erupted. Queen Camilla in secret affair and jewel theft scandal. Photos from the Windsor retreat. Vault logs. And the headline that gutted the monarchy: Legacy betrayed. Diana's jewels found on Camilla's daughter. Social media ignited. Hashtags like cheating queen, Arch Diana deserved better, not my queen flooding feeds in 93 countries. A viral clip comparing Laura Lopes in the 1986 Qatar earrings to Diana's original appearance drew millions. It's like watching history get robbed, one comment read. 4.7 million views in 12 hours. It wasn't just betrayal, it was a rewrite of royal history. By July 4th, whispers inside the palace claimed Camilla was already stripped of every operational duty. Leaked emails caught aides scrambling to rewrite press statements and reassign Clarence House staff. The BBC cut regular programming for a special, The Queen Who Went Too Far. Headlines hit like gunfire: legacy looted, betraying Diana twice. Camilla's final fall. Polls crashed, 21% approval, her lowest since joining the royal family in 2005. Catherine soared to 85%. Charlotte became the new face of legacy protection. This wasn't just Camilla's removal, this was Diana's revenge, 20 years late, but right on time. And while the media burned, Charles prepared his final blow. 8:15 a.m., July 7th, 2025. King Charles III summoned Sir Giles Norbury. One order: downgrade Camilla to a non-operational royal. 7 terms under royal seal stripped her of ceremonies, events, vault access, and communications. She'd keep the queen consort title for protocol, but she was locked out of the monarchy's core. That day, all security codes changed. By 6 o'clock p.m., her aides were gone from Clarence House. A private car dropped her at Ray Mill House in Lake Wiltshire, far from Windsor's inner circle. No royal residence without written permission. Soft exile, but brutal. Alone for 48 hours, her children visited briefly, dodging press, slipping out the side gate. Her driver said she never spoke, just stared pale out the window. The queen consort was now a ghost. Charles's private message to staff cut deeper. No one, not even those we once loved, may stand above legacy. Not public, but insiders say it now hangs beside portraits of Queen Elizabeth II and Diana. With Camilla gone, the crown turned to Catherine. July 8th, 2025, 10:30 a.m. Catherine descended into the royal vault beneath Windsor Castle with Lady Eleanor More. Inside, every artifact tied to Diana. The 1981 Spencer choker, the 1985 sapphire brooch, a handwritten letter to William from 1997. The vault was reprogrammed. Only Catherine and Charlotte's future steward could enter. Catherine slid a sealed envelope into a drawer. For Charlotte. In strength and memory. Love, Mommy. Staff called it quiet but seismic. That afternoon, 2 photos dropped. Catherine at the vault, Charlotte with a framed picture of Diana. Viral. 32 million shares in 48 hours. Hashtag legacy secured. Parliament called for a ceremony to honor Catherine as protector of the archives. Polls. 85% back her in future royal decisions. 72% want her as queen. Not just by marriage, but by national will. Diana's grace, Charlotte's future, Catherine's dignity, the monarchy's new moral core. But as the vault locked, another vault was opening. Camilla's past. By July 10, 2025, the storm became a reckoning. Old scandals surfaced. 1993's Tampon Gate, the leaked call between Charles and Camilla confirming the affair. Once divisive, now damning. Her past vault visits in 2017 and 2021, once called harmless, now seen as something far darker. And the world wasn't done digging. Whistleblowers from Clarence House dropped the hammer. Camilla's past vault visits weren't ceremonial at all. They included unrecorded withdrawals and altered heirloom records. Analysts traced those visits to 2 missing Victorian brooches and a set of Georgian sapphire cufflinks, later sold anonymously in Geneva in 2022. The pattern was undeniable. This wasn't a slip-up. This was a decades-long play. Even her allies cut and ran. The Royal PR Consortium, her image machine since 2005, dropped her. Publishers shelved her memoir. Clarence House staff, from her stylist to her assistant, requested reassignment. Her own family, Annabelle, Tom Parker Bowles, Laura Lopes, went dark, each facing their own money questions. Her power circle collapsed like wet paper. Then came the ultimate erasure. July 12th. Buckingham Palace's official site scrubbed her profile from the working royals list. No announcement, no excuse, just gone. Archived pages from July 1st still had her smiling in pearls beside Charles. Now, history had deleted her. Camilla hadn't just fallen, she'd been erased. As she vanished, another figure rose, not through scandal, but through quiet strength. And the people knew exactly who deserved the crown. July 13th, 2025. Catherine and Charlotte visited a children's literacy charity in Oxford. No press release, no diamonds, just mother and daughter, hand in hand, surrounded by books and laughter. Hours later, the photo became the most shared royal image of the year, 40 million views in a day. The message was clear. The monarchy was healing, and Catherine was its future. The tabloids lit up. The crown is safe again. Charlotte's guardian, Kate the Great. BBC, Sky, CNN all ran retrospectives linking her rise to Diana's legacy. The Telegraph called for an official title elevation. If a title can be stripped in disgrace, it can be granted in honor. A YouGov poll from July 14th showed 72% of Britons want Catherine crowned when the time comes. Inside the palace, Charles hadn't spoken to Camilla since July 4th. Aides say he's already weighing changes to the Royal Succession Council to lock Catherine's position in place, permanent and untouchable. Anne slammed shut the last loopholes in heirloom tracking. William geared up to take on more royal duties by early 2026. The crown didn't crack, it hardened, transparent, untouchable. Camilla? Gone. Ray Milhouse? Alone. Name stripped from palace logs. No speeches, no ceremonies, no whispers, just headlines that burned her image to ash. Her kids' resorts? Closed. Their accounts? Frozen. Her legacy? Dead. This wasn't just cheating on Charles. She cheated history. The palace stayed silent, but the people spoke loud. Catherine, their queen. Camilla's fall wasn't graceful, it was brutal. The man who once broke tradition for her now chose the crown over her. Love lost, legacy kept. Diana's memory is protected. Years of power plays and quiet scheming, gone in days. Photos, missing jewels, retreats, Altered vault records, every piece screamed the same word: betrayal. No title could save her. No gate could keep her in. She was erased. Catherine didn't fight for the throne. She stood still while it came to her. The people crowned her in polls, posts, and cheers. Now Camilla walks Raymill's gardens. No power, no escape. History shut its door, and this time, it locked. Be my MVP. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and drop your comment so you don't miss the next deep dive.